What's going on, Midi Roaders? If this is not your first time tuning into the channel, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel. Today I'm super excited to bring you this video because, as you already saw in the title, that's right, I'm going to be reviewing the F8 Tributo. And I want to give a huge shout out to Collection and, of course, Ferrari of Miami for letting me borrow this beautiful car to do that review for you guys. So let's get started with this beautiful car. All right, guys, so right here I have the 2020 Ferrari F8 Tributo, and I'm super excited to talk about this car. Now right here I have the 812 Superfast, but I'll get to that later and why I have them next to each other. And real quick, I want to mention that this F8 Tributo is loaded with options and full of carbon, so it does raise the price to $361,000. You guys let me know if that's too much. But anyways, let's talk about how beautiful this car looks. Now, most of you may know, or if you didn't know, this is the 488 GTB replacement. And personally, I like this a lot better. I think it looks a lot more aggressive in the front. The rear looks very aggressive as well, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And you know what? I want to point out this duct right here, this air duct that's right here in the hood and through the front bumper. And of course, this front bumper right here, right under the grill, you can see that it's all carbon fiber, which is just beautiful. But right here, that duct right there just comes out through here and it makes the airflow go throughout the top of the car. And it's responsible for 15% of the downforce on this car. So that's insane. Just with that air duct right there, it gives us so much more downforce. So I think it's fantastic. All right, next thing that I want to talk about are these headlights, which they just look stunning in my opinion. You can see here that it does flow up here, and then this part is kind of like another duct that just makes the air go in through here, and it's just super cool. I love how Ferrari has done the design of this car. I think it's super intricate, and of course they kind of make this flow with the car, and you can't even really tell that there's a duct there, because if you look at it from far, it's very hard to see, especially because it is in black. But it does have like the nice outline of like I guess a 458. So I think that's pretty cool. But anyways, moving on to the side here, I do want to point out that this car does come, or all F8 Tributos do come with power folding mirrors. So if you unlock it, the mirrors do unfold, of course, and then if you lock it, they fold back up. So that's pretty cool. And then just moving on to the side here, let's talk about these wheels. All right, guys, so I want to talk about these wheels and the brake, of course, because they are carbon ceramic, and this does have an extra option to paint the caliper in red. And I think it looks very nice because it does match red and red, so I think it's very nice. And of course, these are 20-inch wheels, and they do come with Pirelli P0 tires, so you know they're sticky as hell. So that's to put that power down and just take off and be able to do that 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. But these front brakes are 398 millimeters, which is insane. I mean, just take a look at my hands. I mean, the comparison is insane, but it's just a beautiful wheel all in all. I really like it. I really like the design. And I think it matches perfectly with this car. All right, guys, now moving to the side of the Ferrari F8 Tributo here, you can see that there's another ducting system right here, and this goes straight to the fan. So that's to cool that V8 engine, the twin turbo V8 engine that is back there. So you can see that the airflow, just the lines of this car just go straight to that duct on either side. And it's, on top of that, it looks fantastic, especially with that carbon fiber piece right there. That just looks really nice. And you move on here, here's a gas cap that you have back here, which you pop open inside. And then moving on to the rear, you're able to see that beautiful twin turbo engine back there. So it looks fantastic. And then you move down a little bit more and you do see it has more carbon fiber right there with surrounding Ferrari, which looks super nice. So now coming onto the rear, which is probably one of my favorite parts of this car, and now it's where I could actually compare it to the 812 Superfast, and I'm sure you could already tell right away, but the lights are definitely pretty identical to the 812 Superfast. So it's pretty cool that I do have this comparison right next to each other. So they look, in my opinion, identical. And I really love the 812 Superfast lights, so I'm glad they brought it onto the F8 Tributo. because I think it's a very nice touch. And of course here you have this dual tip exhaust, which is a valve system, of course. And just look at this carbon fiber diffuser, which just looks insane, and it's so low to the ground. I just take a look at that. This car is so low, but it looks super nice. In my opinion, it looks fantastic. I think it looks better than the 488, in my opinion. I don't know, what do you guys think? Just drop a comment down below and let me know if you like this car better than the actual 488 GTB that it's replacing. And actually here, perfect timing actually. I actually see a 488 coming, so I'm gonna put it right next to the Tributo, and you guys we're gonna be able to see a quick little comparison of the three cars. All right guys, so I talked about perfect timing, and check this thing out. So my buddy just brought this thing up, and here you go. We have the 488 GTB Spider right here, and of course, well, that's what I was saying about the front headlights, that they look pretty similar to the F8 Tributo. And of course, you could really tell all the differences here, but you could tell the doors kind of stayed the same with the 488 and the F8 Tributo. And of course, going back to the air duct system right here, it looks almost similar, but again, this looks a little bit more aggressive in my opinion. And now coming onto the rear, you do see that the tail lights, I'm sorry, is just one tail light compared to the two on the F8 Tributo right here. So that's actually pretty cool. And yeah guys, I mean, my opinion, I think this looks a little bit more aggressive than the 488. In my opinion, I mean, they're both beautiful cars, but I mean, let's just step back here real quick and just see all three beautiful Ferraris right next to each other. And you can tell they all take that the F8 Tributo takes a little bit from the A12 and a little bit from the 488 that it is replacing, and makes it its own. So that's super freaking nice. All right guys, so here I have the F8 Tributo once again, and I do want to open the front just to show you guys. And right here you can tell that this beautiful key is actually very heavy. It does have a nice weight to it, and of course it's like any other Ferrari key. But I'm just gonna pop the front open right there. Just press a little button, it pops open, and then you come down here and it does have a nice little latch right here that you do have to press, and you could open up the trunk like that, but you have to use this little latch to open it. And once you open it, you do see that air duct that I was talking about that is in carbon fiber. And of course you're able to see the front which it does have 7.06 cubic feet of storage, which is not that much. That's including the rear, the seats in the F8 Tributo. So it's not that much storage, but you can tell that there is a duffel bag in here. So it's actually pretty deep. So it's not as bad as you guys think. It'll definitely fit like maybe a few book bags in there or whatnot. Definitely a duffel bag, a couple of duffel bags maybe. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. I know it's not that important on the F8 Tributo, but let me tell you, my golf clubs would not fit in this car whatsoever. But man, that was like a dad joke. But anyways, let's get to the interior of this car, because I do want to go over all the little carbon fiber pieces that this car has inside, and of course those beautiful seats that it has as well. All right guys, so now that we're in the interior of this beautiful F8 Tributo, man, let me tell you, I'm just in love with this car. And just the way everything feels in here is just, of course, very pristine, and of course Ferrari. So first of all, the first thing you notice is when you jump in here, all the carbon fiber that's throughout this entire car. I mean, you could tell that this car just has carbon fiber right here on the steering wheel, which is actually very nice, but I'll get to that in a second. And more carbon fiber here, all through here, where it tells you the temperature for the air conditioning. And over to the passenger side, there's more carbon fiber. So it's just full of carbon fiber, of course, here in the center as well. But it's mind-boggling how much carbon fiber, how tight everything feels in here. Now the seats do feel very comfortable. They're very snug, and I'm around 5'9", so you can see that I am a little separated from the rear right there. And I'm snug in here, but it's comfortable, and I really like that. I really like that it's very comfortable. And of course, the seats are beautiful as well. I mean, just look at this black with this red stripes throughout the seat. And then the cool thing is that it does have kind of this center part right here where it does have the handle to be able to put the seat back and forth. So right there's a handle, and if I want to move my seat back and forth, I just pull it and I go back and forth. But I think it's super nice. The next thing that I want to talk about is are these air vents. They're pretty cool. I mean, they're round. You can move them around like this. So it does have quite a few. So that's pretty nice. And then of course, I know all you Ferrari guys always talk about how there's no cup holders. Well, let me tell you, there's one right there. So it's super nice. And you can take this part right here out as well, and you have another cup holder right there in the interior. So that's pretty cool. They're not that big, of course. There's not that much space from here to here. So then, you know, it's not the biggest cup holder in the world, but hey, you know, you have two cup holders right there, so that's great. Continuing with the doors, I really like the doors, of course. Black leather with red stitching, going with the theme of the entire car. You know, there's black leather and red stitching everywhere on this car. You can see right here, and there's leather up here, which feels super, super nice. The next thing I want to talk about is the steering wheel, of course. It is carbon fiber up here and throughout the center, and of course, right here in the bottom, it is flat bottom. It's just a beautiful steering wheel. Feels great. The paddle shifters are also carbon fiber back here, so it looks fantastic as well. So I mean, it's just a great looking steering wheel in my opinion. It's plain. You have the start stop button right there. You have the different modes right here. They could choose sport, and then once you change it, it changes right there. So sport, and then we put in race. Now it's race mode, and then right here you have the suspension option. So if you press it, you make the dampening a little bit softer, or you just make it full race mode if you really want to. So let's just put it back in sport. And of course, it does go up to almost 8,000 RPM red line. So that's pretty high up there, especially for twin turbo V8. And I'm gonna put a clip in here of the car revving, and let's just hear how this thing sounds. In my opinion, it doesn't sound so loud, which is kind of, it's a little bit of a bummer because the 488 sounds a lot louder. Now, horsepower numbers for this car is 720 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque, and it does come out of a 3.9 liter twin turbo V8, and it is enough to propel this car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds. Alright guys, so now that you heard how the F8 sounds, let's continue with the interior of this car. Let's go down to those controls here, because I think you know, I think the Ferrari maybe could have done a little bit better job, but not a big deal. I mean, the buttons all feel very high quality. These are right to the point. I mean, you choose here where you want the air conditioning to go and hit you in the face, in the feet, in the center of your stomach, whatever. You pick it all here. Here's the fan speed, and then here it tells you what temperature you want. It is dual climate control, so that's very nice for the passenger, of course. And then here you could close the valves for your passenger or open them. So that's pretty cool. It does have it that right there. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the camera system of this car. So I'm going to put this car in reverse, and of course press R right here, and there you go, you are in reverse. So the camera is pretty high quality. It does have you know, sensors throughout the entire car, just in case you're getting too close to whatever you're getting. I'll beep and I'll tell you where it's at. But the camera is very small. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but of course you don't want to take up the rest of this beautiful space with just extra weight for a camera, which looks pretty nice already in my opinion. And of course you got to put this thing back in neutral. So what you do is that you press both paddle shifters at the same time, and you're back in neutral. So that's pretty cool. Of course, it's just Ferrari, and that's a standard thing with Ferrari. And then the final thing that I want to talk about, guys, is just a different control. So this controls over here control the left hand side of the or the left screen over there, and then these controls right here control the right screen. So that's pretty cool. I like how they separated them, and it makes it very user friendly in my opinion. Instead of just having one control and trying to figure it all out, I think it's very user friendly. I like how that Ferrari did that. And of course, here is the handle for the door, and let's just close the door, and it has a beautiful thud that sounds just super expensive. but it does sound very nice. And of course, I would expect nothing less from Ferrari. So yeah, guys, I think this car is super nice. The sound system is also very nice. It's JBL audio, but you know what? I'd rather listen to the sound of this car instead of listening to some music. But you could probably definitely daily drive this, maybe. I don't know if I would. I'll be scared to drive it, especially in Miami. People are crazy here. All right, guys. One thing I forgot to mention is this beautiful center console here. Of course, it is carbon fiber, and they go here, and here are the controls for the windows. So that's pretty cool. And they are automatic, so you just press it up and it just goes up by itself. You don't have to leave your finger there, so that's pretty nice. And of course, you have nice padding here for an armrest if you're gonna put your arm there. I think it's a very low armrest, so I don't think that's very comfortable at all. But there is a USB port right here, so you can connect your phone, and of course 12 volt right there, so you could charge whatever else you got. And then here you could put your phone maybe. Let's see, I have an iPhone 11 Plus, so yeah, it fit perfectly fine in there. So there it is. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. Of course, there is JBL audio, so it sounds very nice. And then just the entire dash looks fantastic. This car drives actually pretty nice. The steering wheel is actually very heavy in race mode, of course. In sport mode is a little bit softer, so it is very nice. And the car is very comfortable while driving, and of course, very fast. But anyways, guys, I think that's all for me regarding this beautiful F8 Tributo. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like this video. Let's get it to like 100 likes and let's continue with trying to reach the goal of 500 subscribers by June of 2020. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, and I'll have more videos like this, especially the rev battle between the A12 Superfast and the F8 Tributo. If you haven't checked that video out, please make sure to check it out on my channel. That's also a very good video. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.